Hey guys, it's Natalie here. The weather really is getting warm, so it's time for me to part with my boots until next winter. While doing so, I realized that my boots need something that will help keep them in nice shape until I'm ready to wear them again. Look at them. Without the styrofoam piece that came with them when I bought them, they just fall to the side and folded and looking sad. So I'm going to work on a project and I will take you along. So let's get started. I have a piece of scrap fabric here that I'm going to use to make my boot stuffer or shapers or whatever you want to call it. But this fabric is a little thick. I don't think it needs to be thick and sturdy, but it's good if you can find a fabric that will have this quality. I am using the styrofoam shaper that came with the boots when I bought them as a guide. So I place it onto the fold of the fabric. You see, I should have ironed my fabric, but it doesn't really make much of a difference for me right now. So I place it there and I draw around the shape, leaving about 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. And then I just cut it around, and you can see that's the size that I will be sewing along. There's only one seam that I need to sew. So I'm using a pinking shears here to help with the minimizing the fraying of the fabric. But if you have a serger, you can use that, or you can do a zigzag stitch around the edge of the fabric to make sure. So we need 2 of that, so just go right ahead and cut 2. Next we need to draw and cut out the toppers of the shapers. So I'm using again the styrofoam to measure the length of the oval shape that I need to cut out, and it came out to be around 6 inches. So in order to create that oval shape, I find the midpoint, which is at 3 inches, and I measure 2.5 inches up from there. So you can see now I have all the points that I need, and I'm just drawing a curved line that connecting those points. And you can see here that we have a half of a circle. And of course you can see that the fabric was folded, so that will give me an oval shape after I cut it out. And of course we need 2, so go ahead and use that first circle as your template to cut out another one. The next thing that we need to do is to cut out 2 rectangles measures 7 inches by 3 inches. You see here I'm just measuring just so I can cut out those 2 rectangles, and I actually draw a line right down the center of the rectangle just to help me make sure that that's the center, because later on I will fold it in half, pressing it down. We're going to use this to make the little handle on the top of the shaper so we can remove it from the shoes easily. You see what I mean in a second. Congratulations, we're completely done with the measuring and cutting of the fabric. We end up with a total of 6 pieces. Now with the rectangle, take it to your ironing machine and the iron board, fold it in half, press it, and then bring in the 2 edges to the center. And then we have 2 long tabs like this that very sturdy. Now we're going to sew a straight stitch on the side of that tab, and I'm going to show you how I do that right now. And don't forget to back stitch, just sew as close as possible to that tab. Simple, right? Do that to the other one as well. Now we need to attach those two tabs to the two oval shapes that we cut out earlier. I just placed it right down the center of the oval shape and go over it a few times with a straight stitch on the edge of the oval shape and the edge of the tab. You can see it simple and easy right here. Now for the actual shaper, I already run a straight stitch down the side of the fabric, and now I have a tube. Now I'm going to attach the oval shaped topper to the tube. So you can see here that I pinned it to the edge. This is a little tricky. You need to match up the seams perfectly for it to work out, and it takes a little bit of maneuvering, playing with the fabric and making sure everything is pinned down nicely. And you can see that I place a bunch of pins, making sure that everything is in the correct place before taking it to the sewing machine. And you can trim off your oval shape a little bit if it doesn't fit perfectly, but it should. So here I started sewing along the edge, leaving a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And just make sure you go slow, take out all your pin as you go, make sure that you're not catching any of the fabric from underneath, and basically sewing a straight line along the curve object. I'm not sure if I'm being clear with my explanation. I hope so, but when you do it, you know exactly what I'm talking about, so hopefully you just go right ahead and give it a try. So go around the complete oval shape, back stitch, and take it out of the machine. And now we're done. Just cut off all the threads, and then it really is time to turn it out. So exciting. It's gonna look really awesome. So you can see here on the top, after turning it out, it looks pretty great. And just go right ahead and do the same thing to both of the shapers. And now I'm stuffing them with some stuffing from an old pillow. I have this old pillow that I keep using for so many things already. And for this project, I make sure that I stuff it a little more than usual. It's not a pillow, it doesn't need to be fluffy, but it does need to be hard so it could keep the shape of your boots. So just go right ahead and stuff it like crazy. For the bottom part of these shapers, because it's gonna be deep inside of the boots, I want to keep it really simple. I fold it down and pin it, and then just do a top stitch. Maybe it's not the best looking finish, but I don't mind. So here you can see I just fold it in and put pins on them, and then take it to the machine and do a top stitch. Okay, and that's it. We're done. It's time to go try them on to the boots. And here they just fit perfectly into the boots, and to keep the two boots together, I just use a wooden clothespin. And to store these boots, I actually put them in a big plastic bag, tie on the top to keep them away from the dust. Okay guys, that's it. I hope you enjoy watching this sewing tutorial, and I hope that you will give it a try. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye guys!